Hello everyone, my name is Mohak Shah and today I, along with 65 students from Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Tuljapur campus, are going to tell you about this course called MA in Social Work with a specialization in rural development. So let's start this video.
The purpose of this video is to spread awareness of this course and to explain why students should opt for this course.
This course is having 4 semesters. It mainly focuses on understanding rural India, its people, their problems and solutions.
In today's video, we are going to tell you why this course is important
What are the subjects we study?
and how these subjects helps us to work with villages, farmers, children, women and rural communities.
Now, we will see a brief introduction about different subjects that we study in these 4 semesters. So, the first subject is Societies in India. This subject helps us to understand how Indian society works. In this, we learn about caste, class, religion, culture, and tribes, especially in the rural areas.
It helps social workers to understand people better.
The next subject is social work practice with individuals and families. In this subject, we learn how to work with and help individuals and families who are facing problems such as poverty, illness, and unemployment.
It teaches us how to work with individuals, families, and also offer them necessary help and support.
So, the next subject is India's development experience. Here we study how India has developed after independence.
The next subject is State and Democracy. In this subject, we learn how government, democracy, and constitution works.
It helps us understand people's rights and how citizens can participate in decision making.
So the next subject is Introduction to Development. In this subject, we understand what development really is.
Development is not only about money, but also about health, education, dignity and equality.
So the next subject is Social Work Practices with Group, in which we study about the how to work with the SSG, how to work with the farmers, and how to work with the other groups as well.
Group work helps people to solve their problem together.
So the next subject is Professional Social Work and History and Ideology.
This subject tells us about how social work started and its values.
It teaches us about social justice, equality, and human rights.
So the next subject is Social Work Practice with Communities. Here we learn how to work with villages and entire communities. We understand how to identify community problems and find collective solutions.
So, the next subject is Social Work Research. This subject teaches us how to collect data, conduct surveys, and do research.
Research helps us to understand real problem and plan a better program.
So the next subject is Social Work Skills and Tools in Rural Development.
In this course, we learn practical skills like participatory rural affairs.
Communication, leadership, and planning.
These tools help us work effectively in villages.
Now, the next subject is Poverty and Inequality. This subject explains why poverty exists and why some people are more disadvantaged.
In this subject, we study ways to reduce poverty and inequality in rural areas.
So the next subject is development, organization and management.
Here we learn how the different organizations like the non-governmental organizations, foundations and trustees functions and operate as a whole. And through this subject, we learn to manage these projects, initiative or any other programs productively and effectively and ensure that all these resources are not wasted.
So the next subject is gender and development. This subject focuses on women's issues, gender equality and empowerment. It helps us to understand what is women's role in rural development.
So the next subject is Farm and Non-Farm Linkages and Livelihood Issues.
In this course, we study about agriculture and other income sources like dairy, handicrafts, and small businesses.
It helps to improve rural livelihood beyond farming.
So, the next subject is Social Policy Analysis.
This subject teaches us how to understand and analyze the government policies which are related to health, employment, education, and welfare.
The next subject is Decentralized Rural Development.
In this subject, we learned about Panchayati Raj institutions and local governance.
So the next subject is Models of Rural Entrepreneurship.
This subject encourages self-employment and rural enterprises. We learn how village can become economically strong.
So the next subject is Technology and Development.
In this subject, we study how technology, like internet, digital services,
model innovation.
And rural technology helps in rural development.
So the next subject is rural development projects, in which we study about policy, planning and management.
This subject teaches how to plan, implement and evaluate rural development projects.
So the next subject is modes of natural resources, its use and sustainable rural development.
In this subject, we learn how to use land, water, forests and minerals carefully. It focuses on sustainable development for future generations.
So the next subject is social movements and rural transformation.
This subject explains that how people's movement brings social change. It includes farmers, tribal, women and other movements.
So the next subject is social work practice with groups. In this subject, we learn how to work with different kind of communities such as SHGs, youth, women, farmer, tribal communities and other communities as well.
So the next subject is financial inclusion and microfinance.
Here we learn how banking, loans and microfinance help poor people to become financial independent.
In this course, we have 3 fieldworks in which we work with state livelihood missions like Rajivika, Kutumshri and others. We also work with important institutions like National Institute of Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, NABARD, BIF, Snehalaya and many others.
So the conclusion is, through this course, we are trained to become a professional social worker who can work in NGOs, villages, government department and development organizations.
This video is an effort to show
How it prepares us for real-life rural challenges
And what this course offers
and why rural development is important for India. Thank you for watching this video.